Hi, I'm Mike Dwyer. I'm a practice lead at Amsource, and we're going to be talking about company branding and engagement with the technical community.
Hi, I'm David Robinson, also a practice lead at Amsource, and we're going to start off by talking about company branding and how that's affecting the market at the moment. So over to you, Mike.
So I think branding and branding to the tech community are two different things.
Yeah.
So you can be a big brand, but not necessarily be an attractive or well-known company to the tech community.
Yeah.
And likewise, you can be really well-known and really sort of respected within the right circles, and actually not be a big brand to everyday people, I guess.
Yeah. I think in the market that we're operating in at the moment, in the Leeds digital market, one thing that not everyone is aware of is that techies have all the control in the market. So how companies are represented with their brand has a massive influence on whether they can attract the best people or not. If a really good developer is looking for a new job, they can literally have 30 interviews within a day, and that's not even an exaggeration. So getting the branding right so that it makes it attractive for them to want to come and see you guys and come and work for you is massive. And I think just one small thing that can go wrong there can literally put the candidate off. It just takes that much.
Yeah. I think as well, we work with lots of different businesses, and some of them have really good stories to tell, but they're not always the best at telling them. And the recruitment model of working with agencies or putting it out on their careers page and having really drab job specs, when actually half the stuff on there they don't even use anymore. You're not talking about the flexibility, the collaboration, the training, all the cool things that a lot of companies are doing. You're just not telling people. And that's the sort of stuff that we're talking about. We're not saying we're the biggest supplier of X, Y, and Z. We've got X amount of customers, because actually the audience you're trying to engage with aren't bothered about that. These technical people, developers and DevOps engineers, it's not just a career, it's a hobby, it's a passion. And you need to sort of get your message across at their level. The likelihood is the managers, you're also these sorts of people that we're talking about. So why do you enjoy working where you work, and what do you talk about at lunch, and what when your friends and family say what do you do, and you probably get a bit animated and talk about it, but then you're sending out these really drab documents and expecting people to get excited about working for you, and it's completely outdated, and there's a massive disconnect. There's certain companies in Leeds, and I think we all know who they are, absolutely brilliant at marketing what they do. They engage with the community, they sponsor events, they host events, they do training, they do lots of different things, and these are the things that you need to be doing. Not all of them, but you can get involved. You might not have the manpower or the budget to put on an event, but surely you can go to them, surely you could put your name forward to speak at them. There are things done, we've done them, a lot of the other agencies do them, holding roundtables and events, and it's all paid for. You've just got to be there and have
got to want to do it.
You've got to want to do it and have some interesting content. That's it.
It's
costing time, but you're
going to get it back.
It's an investment. It's not a cost, I guess.
No, I agree. I think one of the things that I really find interesting is when you go and meet someone that you've never met before, and if you ask them the question, how is your brand represented in the market, a lot of the time they don't know. Which for me is really surprising, because you've pretty much got one shot these days to get your brand across in the right way, and whether you're selling it yourself or an agency or whoever's selling it on behalf of you, if you don't know what's getting sold, you have no control of how your brand's been perceived in the market. And if there's one thing that happens in the tech community around here, it's that people talk. So it takes one person to hear something bad from someone about a company, and then it just snowballs.
Glasshouse.
Glassdoor.
Glassdoor, sorry.
Glassdoor.
But it's the thing, like 80-90% of the things on there are people moaning about what they didn't like, usually after the fact that they've left. You know, if you work for if you're in a business and there's good things being done, ask your staff to comment on there, or actually you can comment on the interview process. And sometimes, you know, somebody comes in for an interview, they're not right for us, that's the end of it. Well, actually that isn't the end of it, because if you don't keep that engagement going, one, the person's going to say, well, they've wasted my time, and they're going to tell their friend who tells their friend who tells their friend. Yeah. They might go on Glassdoor, leave a bad review, and I've had people who were perfect for jobs, and I know that they would be the client would be interested, and they've gone on Glassdoor and no, I'm not going forward. Literally stopped it dead. So you've got to think about how other people are talking about you as well. And I think the problem is, you know, I appreciate you're a dev manager, you're a head of DevOps, or whatever your title is, that's your day job, and there's HR and there's marketing and all that kind of thing. But it's almost like, well, that's their job and that's my job, or that's the agency's thing. It isn't, it's everybody's. We've all got to pull together. We need to understand what you're doing as a business so we can represent you accurately. And that's also when you're using 10 different agencies, you've got 10 different ways of describing, maybe multiple if there's more people in that business talking about it. And then, you know, what marketing are putting out there and what the tech department are doing are totally different. You know, so there just needs to be a little bit of pulling it all together and all singing from the same hymn sheet. It's not difficult, but I just think people just don't necessarily think of it. I think that's the problem.
I think a lot of that's the negatives of, you know, when you don't get the branding right. But I think we've been lucky in working with some companies, and we know some success stories out there where, you know, if you get the brand right, it's the easiest thing in the world. If you get the brand right, the people come to you.
I know about them. Yeah, like my friend works there, or my friend interviewed. I've had it where my friend interviewed there. They didn't even get the job, but they spoke very highly of it. You know.
So if you do get it right, it works 100%. I think we were just talking before we started filming about the company that weren't known in the market.
So last year I had a client. They don't actually operate in the UK at the minute. Operate in Europe and America. Set up a new development centre in Leeds, and you know, we were doing a lot of work, and pretty much everyone was saying, "Who are they? Never heard of them." And you were trying to explain it, and it almost sounded a little bit too good to be true. So did a big launch event. Two of their top guys came in, you know, really well respected in their technical circles and speaking on the world stage. After that, we got some real traction, and then the interview started because people had heard good things. And then by fast forward a few months, we did a second event. We had almost double the amount of people there, and actually people were coming to us saying, "Oh, I didn't realise it was this. Sounds really interesting, can we have a chat?" And we were literally setting conversations up for the next day to pick things back up. And now they're well known, you know, they do things well. They're very conscious of managing the candidate experience from us engaging and getting the details forward to feedback and all the way through right to if they're not suitable, they get
dealt with
constructive feedback. If they are suitable, obviously they're getting the job, but then they are, you know, kept in touch every step of the way right up to it, up to the fact that they start, and you know, they've got a really good rep. But that wasn't done, you know, that was done over 6 months, 12 months, and it was quite hard work. But once it's there, you've got to look after it.
But I think the key thing is that they're not doing anything in terms of tech radical. They're not doing anything completely different to what anyone else can do out there in the community.
No, it's not like it's not Google.
They've just got it right. Is the right thing.
Cool.